him and my daughter are just escape artists. That's kind of why we have this.
It's a cage.
A husband and wife will learn their fates next month after locking their son up in essentially a prison cell in his own home. Now, you might be thinking that they're going to be spending the next several years, maybe the remainder of their life behind bars. You would be wrong. We have video that shows Nevada police discovering the severity of this boy's situation caught on Bodycam, but wait till you hear the deal that was taken. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Jeffery and Misty Scanlan of Henderson, Nevada, that's just outside of Las Vegas, are awaiting sentencing for neglecting one of their youngest of their 4 children, a boy with special needs. Now, I'm going to warn you right now, this is a very, very tough story. This 11-year-old, who we're not identifying, lives with severe autism. He reportedly has trouble communicating. He is big for his age. I'll tell you why that's important, because according to his parents, he's very strong. He can be destructive. So what did they do? Did they seek help? Did they seek counseling? Did they seek assistance? No, they came up with a solution all on their own. They walled off part of their home with fencing, creating a makeshift cage or a cell to hold him in. That, like an animal. That's what they're doing. This was all uncovered back in April of last year when a truancy officer went to the Scanlan home to check on several children who apparently hadn't shown up to school. This 11-year-old attended a local school for children with special needs, but he hadn't been going. Also in the home was his 8-year-old sister, who also reportedly had been diagnosed with autism, although there was a milder case. The Scanlans also had 2 other sons, one 14, one 16. The 16-year-old hadn't been going to class. The 14-year-old was allegedly doing online school. But the Scanlans later told police that they weren't sure how much of the work he was actually doing. So when this truancy officer shows up, they reported to police that no one answered the door, but they could hear banging, they could hear screaming coming from inside. But Henderson police show up to the scene, and it's reported that it took 40 minutes before Jeffery Scanlan opened this door. Now, according to a report filed by one of the patrol officers who got there first, quote, "In the living room, I observed a large enclosure with metal bars and a locked door, similar in appearance to a jail cell. Inside of the enclosure was the child, who was seated on a couch in a diaper playing on a phone. Inside of the enclosure, I could see feces on the floor and on the wall."
Jeffrey? Yeah. Sorry to wake you up, bud. What time did you go to bed?
About 2, 3.
This morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not horrible. You got some sleep.
Yeah.
Even though the kids might have kept you awake some.
Yeah.
So I'm just here because they asked me to be here.
Okay.
Based on the situation, the kids haven't been in school. One of them is being homeschooled for the number of days that they haven't been in school.
Yeah.
So they got a few questions based on what they need to do as a school representative for truancy, okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It sounds like you got some challenges here at the house. Your wife and you have different, schedules to probably try to handle the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's great. It sounds like you're trying the hardest you can to make the situation work, right? Mm-hmm. So, but they still have a job to do based on, their policies and.
Now, when the officer goes through the front door, you can see the large bars from floor to ceiling to his left. It's just horrifying to be thinking about, like a high fence that you might see in someone's backyard. And as the officer speaks with Scanlan, the children's father, you can see that he looks panicked. And he insists that everybody in the family has recently had the flu. So that's why the kids hadn't been going to school.
So,
hey, buddy.
We had to do this because it keeps him from kicking holes everywhere in the house.
Does he have he doesn't hit his head on the walls or anything like that?
No.
Okay. How about the other children then that are supposed to be in school?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
Be able to get them down here?
Yeah, he's
very strong.
He just turned 11, but he's super strong. Yeah, I mean, he's ripped off cabinets, kicked holes. His room upstairs, he kicked a hole all the way through into my bedroom.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
So to keep him from destroying the house, we try to keep him in here.
He doesn't know how to unlock?
No.
Wow.
Well, on this one, we had to tie this up, and then on the other door, we have a key lock.
Okay.
So.
Because I mean, some of them are very observant.
And
and
they
smart in ways that we don't expect sometimes.
Oh, they're so sharp. Him and my daughter, they're both autistic.
So my concern as a safety officer is what happens in case of a fire.
Oh, that can be cut right there. It's just tied up. So that door opens right up. And the other one has a lock key.
So he could open it and yank it?
No, it's just tied up right now. It's just tied up.
Right.
But, I mean, technically,
okay,
it opens right up.
Okay.
Yeah, they were concerned about that when they installed it.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking for is the safety of the situation.
Now they wait for Scanlan's wife, Misty, to get home from work and for CPS and other law enforcement types to figure out how they're going to be proceeding through all this. And the officers are carrying on a conversation with Jeffrey and eventually a few of the other children. And they're occasionally slipping in questions about their home life situation.
When did you have this installed then?
A few years ago. It was probably 6 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he was strong at a young age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please, buddy. That's just part of his stimming. He just.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
That's I get it.
Oh, you heard that right. According to Scanlan, they had someone professionally install what amounts to a jail cell in their home and kept the boy in there for much of the last 6 years. And if keeping him locked away wasn't just bad enough, the conditions, both inside and outside that cell, they were horrific. The 11-year-old is sitting on a dirty couch in nothing but a small diaper, playing or watching videos on a cell phone. There appears to be nothing else in there but trash and feces. Now, eventually, Misty Scanlan comes home. She encounters the police in her driveway and entrance to the house, and officials from Children's Services keep the parents in one room of the house while others help keep the youngest daughter occupied. And when EMTs get to the home, the officers are able to, coax the 11-year-old onto a stretcher so they can take him to a hospital to get him checked out. Now, officers separated the parents, recorded the audio interviews with them. The interviews, though, were done in cars with the AC blasting, so it can be a little bit difficult to hear what's being said. But I want to start with Mom, Misty. The officer asks her to tell him more about this cell.
So talk to me about this gate that's in the living room. My understanding is that you guys use that for...
He's a runner. Anytime we had the door open, he's taken off maybe about 4 or 5 times.
When was the last time that happened?
It's been a while.
So when did you guys put this gate in there?
They installed it 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
When officers questioned them about the danger their son might be in if there was some sort of emergency, both parents seemed confident that if push came to shove, they could, quickly get him out of there. Misty also told the officers that it had been a few weeks since they had last cleaned up the house because they got really busy. Oh, okay, gotcha. Now, when it came time for Jeffrey Scanlan's recorded interview, the officer wanted to know if the family was getting any kind of help for the 11-year-old. And this is big because you would think that they probably should if they're overwhelmed. They were not only questioned about did they get any help, but also how do they handle it when there are behavioral issues that get particularly tough.
And how do you guys kind of deal with him when he's in that way?
We try to distract him. Sometimes give him a popsicle, things like that. Just try to kind of take his mind off of when he gets upset and can't, because he gets upset and he, bites his hand or he kicks the walls or kicks the gate, he just, and we just try to take him out of that, by distracting him or, sometimes eventually just giving him what he wants.
Okay. Outside of, obviously both of them are at school, are you receiving or going after any sort of other services? Does anyone come in home? Do you guys go anywhere for like behavioral therapy or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Have you guys tried any of that before? Or?
No, we haven't. Just, we were just kind of dealing and trying to just get through day to days. Basically, I don't know. Haven't really. I mean, they give us some kind of suggestions, but it's like I don't know I don't know where this would start. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. And has there been any sort of progress since he started school?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And talk to me a little bit about, so obviously there's feces like in his room and in the gate there. What's up with that?
Sometimes, he just has accidents. He'll wipe it on the wall. We try to clean it sometimes, and, when we see it, we try to clean it up. I mean, we've gone through tons of those Kleenex or the Clorox wipes.
Yeah. When was the last time you guys cleaned his little gate area?
His gate area, it's been like 2-3 weeks.
Okay. What about his room?
His room, he hasn't really been staying much in it, so it's been a while.
Okay. And so obviously he sleeps mostly in the gate area.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
Room, yeah.
Is that why there's no like furniture or anything in his room, or?
Yeah, we took all the. He had a bed at one point. He had a dresser at one point. But he will. I mean, he's so strong. Him and my daughter, they both of them, they would turn their furniture over, stand it up. Mm-hmm. We were scared that they were going to break the windows out, so we just took all the furniture out and,
Okay. And then, so she's not quite as forceful. She's still an escape artist.
Oh, yeah. And she's still, strong.
So do you ever use, the gate for her?
We haven't, just because we were supposed to have the gate company come out and fix the bars, the ones that are broken. Mm-hmm. You've seen there's pieces of plywood up there just to keep him from getting out, because he would break the bars and basically he was able to sneak out. A lot smaller, so she can sneak right through those. Okay. So we haven't kept her in there just because the other bars won't keep her.
Okay. And is it the same? I saw room kind of had some feces too. Did she have the same issue with the accidents?
Yeah. She sometimes we'll put duct tape around her her pajamas, so she can't get into her diaper, because sometimes at night she'll get into her diaper and she'll
so she wears diapers. What about
yeah, he wears diapers too.
Okay, so they both wear diapers.
Yeah.
And you heard that one right as well. The Scanlans admitted that sometimes they taped the little girl's pajamas together so she couldn't reach her diaper during the night. Detectives also did forensic interviews with the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old boys that lived in the home, and according to the police report, neither boy made any specific disclosures of abuse, but both reported that their two younger siblings often smeared feces on the walls and the floors. Both boys said that they and their mother were usually the ones cleaning, but they hadn't done it in a few weeks. The police report states that the 14-year-old admitted that the younger siblings' bedrooms had not been cleaned in over a month. He advised that they had got a new carpet cleaner to help clean the house, but that the family couldn't figure out how to work it. Well, initially, the couple faced one felony count each of child abuse, neglect, or endangerment when they were arrested. They both ended up, though, taking pleas, and those pleas downgraded the charge to a gross misdemeanor count of child neglect or endangerment. So the punishment in Nevada would have been 2 to 20 years in prison, but an attorney for the couple told the Las Vegas Review-Journal that he expected, as part of this plea agreement, that his clients would get no more than a year of probation when they're sentenced in March. Attorney Robert Draskevich told the Las Vegas Review-Journal it didn't appear the conduct was as egregious as initially thought. There was no ill intent on their part. They just got in a little over their heads. Look, this is surprising. It's surprising given the level of conditions that these children were in. Now, of course, maybe there wasn't documented abuse per se, including from the kids. Maybe there wasn't evidence of injuries or things like that. But also the fact that, given police reportedly noted that this couple didn't seek services that they would have needed in this situation, look, a lot of people will look at this and say, I don't understand it. And I get it. Now, we haven't been able to find a statement from the prosecution here on how this developed or why this deal was put in place. But look, this is just a very, very distressing situation. And at least police were notified as to what was going on. And hopefully these children get the care that they desperately need. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.